our thousands, in our millions! In our thousands, in our millions! We are all Palestinians! We are all Palestinians!
At about 6 a.m. we had planned to start gathering at our individual staging locations in small groups to collect materials like our tents, like food, like water, and go to the Firestone Plaza, which is a public space for students to be, and we had planned to put our tents in the lawn there. As soon as day broke, it became clear that the university had come to know about these plans. Students were locked out of buildings that they should have had access to, and there were police surrounding the entire Firestone Plaza lawn. At that moment, we realized we had to switch locations, and so we ran over here, and we bought ourselves clearly 5 or so minutes to set up tents before the entirety of Princeton's police force was on us. They immediately began making arrests. They arrested 2 students right off the bat. Both of them were students of color, I should add. And we organizers made the decision that it was clear that they were moving for immediate expulsion, immediate arrests, and it was no longer safe to continue to have the tents up. We decided to reclaim the space as a liberated zone and rename it the Popular University for Gaza.
We are doing this in solidarity with Gaza and solidarity with the students at all the other campuses who have set up encampments this week. And the university kind of claims to protect free speech, but drew a hard line on tents, and that's because they know they're like a symbol of solidarity with Gaza and with the student movement all across the country. It's frustrating that they can just kind of change what free speech means when it's convenient to them. We were just a few minutes into setting up all the tents when they started arresting students. They just arrested 2 students arbitrarily and then forced us to take down the tents. But we're still here occupying the space. We're planning to stay here.
The university and the president, ever since the conflict and the genocide began, has protected only the students from the pro-Israel camp. The students who are standing in solidarity with Palestine and with Gaza have been systematically doxxed. Most of them have been people of color, which shows the racist and the racist intentions behind the doxing.
In a very real way, these universities that are obsessed with their dedication to free speech have very little grounds to remove student protesters, student demonstrators, like we're doing this morning. So they find small rules that we've broken in order to expel us, in order to arrest us. And that small rule in this case is a university policy against building permanent structures. The university says that tents, highly movable objects, constitute permanent structures. And for that reason, that's why individuals faced arrest and expulsion.
We've been facing a lot of repression here for campus organizing. Every time we try to do something peaceful or to build community or to hold visuals for all the people martyred in the genocide, the university shows up immediately with cops and with public safety and setting up gates.
Yeah, our first demand is for Princeton University to disclose its financial investments and divest from the State of Israel in all of its forms. This includes, as the other demands state, a movement away from its partnerships, its study abroad programs that are based at Tel Aviv University and other institutions in the State of Israel that pride themselves on apartheid regimes. First and foremost, our demand is to disclose and divest. The admin have refused to negotiate with us. They have refused to hear us in the open forums that we have attempted to be heard, to cast rightful votes, to have a say in how the university commits its many, many investments. And so what we've witnessed here is an escalation on their part, a movement away from their long-standing commitments to negotiating with students' political demands. And why is that when it comes to Palestine? The surveillance, the pressure, the carceral enforcement is so much more severe, and that's what we are noticing.
We're really, really inspired by all the other campuses across the country, and obviously campuses like Columbia and Yale, but also campuses like Cal Poly Humboldt or UT Austin yesterday that are facing a lot of repression and escalating. We are doing this in solidarity with them. I think it's motivated a lot of us to have the courage to speak out, to show up. There was they thought that they could just kind of continue a genocide and the protests would get weaker and the news cycle would move on, but the momentum's like only getting stronger and stronger. And yeah, we're not going to stop being in solidarity.
We will not be silenced. We will stay on the ground. People are still motivated to put their bodies on the line to stand in solidarity with Gaza. And I want to stress that this is not about student activism. This is not about free speech. This is about standing in solidarity with Gaza. More than 35,000 Gazans have been killed. About 10,000 are under the rubble. And it is the fact that the people of Palestine are subjected to genocide that is ongoing. More than 250 people have been dug up in mass graves, and this is the reason why we're here.